Ever notice how much of your paycheck gets eaten up by this, that, and the other tax? Want to do something about it? Flexible spending accounts, or FSAs, let you keep a bigger portion of your paychecks in your hands. The catch? You've got to earmark some of that money for healthcare or dependent care, and for the most part, you have to use it up within a year. But if you're already spending money on those things, then using an FSA to pay for them will free up more of your paycheck for other stuff, maybe even fun stuff. With an FSA, you decide at the beginning of the year how much you want to put in, up to the limits you see on screen. The amount you choose will be taken in equal amounts from each of your paychecks before taxes are calculated and set aside in an FSA. Since the money is taken out pre-tax, you only end up paying taxes on some of your salary. That means a bigger share of your pay stays with you. Now, let's take a closer look at how the different types of FSAs work. First up is the Healthcare FSA. You can use it to pay for medical, dental, and vision expenses for you and any dependents, even if you or your dependents are not enrolled in one of the city's medical plans. But if you're enrolled in a medical plan that comes with a health savings account, or HSA, you can't open a healthcare FSA. FSAs and HSAs might sound a lot alike, but they're actually pretty different. Most importantly, an HSA belongs to you, just like a regular bank account, even if you leave the city or retire. You can only use an FSA when you're actively employed at the city. Wondering what you can use the Healthcare FSA to pay for? It's easy to find out. Just head to this site to see a list of eligible expenses put together by the IRS. Deductibles, co-pays, co-insurance, prescription costs, those all count. But you can also use the account to pay for things like eyeglasses, contact lenses, sunscreen, and Band-Aids. Healthcare FSAs come with a debit card, which you can use to pay for eligible expenses. Just be sure to hang on to your receipts in case the IRS or the vendor asks for them during tax season. And you'll have access to the full amount you contribute on the day the plan goes into effect, even though the money comes out of your paychecks over the course of the year. So if you have a big expense early on, don't sweat it. Now on to the Dependent Care FSA. You can use this one for things like childcare and adult daycare, as long as it happens while you and your spouse, if you have one, are working or going to school. Dependent Care FSAs come with a few special rules, and you'll want to know what they are. First off, if you're using the account for childcare, your kid's got to be under 13 years old. And if you're divorced, you have to have custody of the child. If you're using it to get care for an adult, like a disabled or elderly relative, they need to live with you and depend on you for support. And only some kinds of care are eligible. You can use your Dependent Care FSA to pay for babysitters, adult or child daycare, home care services, and day camp, as long as it allows you to work or go to school. But you can't use the account for things like overnight camp, food, uniforms, or school tuition. To use the money in your Dependent Care FSA, you'll just need to submit a receipt and reimbursement form for each expense. It's super easy. But know that, unlike a Healthcare FSA, you'll only be able to spend the amount you've contributed for the year so far. And last, there's the Adoption Assistance Spending Account. This one lets you pay for adoption fees, attorney fees, and court costs associated with adoption proceedings. Maybe you're still wondering, is an FSA right for me? FSAs are a great benefit, but they're not for everyone. Are you already spending money on any of the eligible expenses? If you are, it might be worth it to use an FSA. Not sure how much to contribute? Start by looking over last year's bills and estimating from there. FSAs are use it or lose it benefits, meaning you have to use the money you set aside within the plan year, or you'll lose it. There is one exception. If you don't use all of your healthcare FSA funds, you are allowed to roll over up to $500 year to year. Just be sure to plan carefully, and remember to submit any receipts by the end of the year. Interested in signing up? You can enroll online through PeopleSoft at the website on your screen. Remember that you'll need to open a separate account for each type of FSA you want to use. And you can't transfer money between the accounts, so think carefully about the amount you put into each one. Got questions or want to learn more about FSAs? Don't hold back. Get in touch with the benefits team to talk things over.